Hey right bags, it's Jade with a ultimate guide to smelting and automation today in terms of veins and ores. I've seen a lot of incorrect information going around. I've done a lot of research, played around with a lot of it, and so I'm going to show you some cool ways to set up automation with your veins and dispel a few myths, like how many drills is the best, what kind of range can you use more than one generator, and do they run out? All them questions answered. Leave a like, make sure you're subscribed, let's go. So basically I've done some extensive testing, and pretty much obviously when you've got one drill on one piece of vein, it takes around 120 seconds to generate one piece of ore. You don't produce more ore just because you've got more drills. Instead what it does, it reduces the time it takes for ore to pop out the vein. So it might seem like it makes sense to have just more drills, but over 4 drills the actual amount it gets reduced by actually reduces a lot. So one drill takes around 120 seconds. 2 drills it takes around 69 seconds. 3 drills it takes around 52 seconds to generate, and then 4 drills it takes around 43 seconds. So you can see they're all big jumps. We nearly half the time from 1 drill to 2 drills. From 2 drills to 3 drills it's like 18 seconds, and from 3 drills to 4 drills it's only 8 seconds. After that, if you have 5 drills, it actually only reduces it by around another 6 seconds. 6 drills, that will reduce the time by another 3. 7 drills only reduces the time from before by another 2 seconds. And using 8 drills, that only reduces it by another 2 also. Give or take a half millisecond or so. Bottom line, it's more expensive to go and craft maybe extra arms or more generators if you need to, but in the long run it's actually better to go and make sure you've got equal amount of drills on all the different ores that you're currently mining, rather than having all your drills just around one piece of vein. It may take a bit longer to set up, and like I said, you are going to need a bit more resources if you want exactly the kind of setup I've got here, but ultimately it will result in you getting more ore quicker if you spread your drills across as many veins as possible. If you have one drill on one vein, then yep, as we said, that's going to take 120 seconds to maybe spawn. But if I put a drill on both of these veins, that means every 120 seconds I'm going to get 2 pieces of ore. If I went and put 2 drills on one piece of ore, that takes around 69 seconds. So that means it'd be 138 seconds to get 2 pieces of ore. Clearly more than the 120 it takes if you separated them. So absolutely go ahead, and if you've got an abundance of drills, put as many as you want around. If you're having real trouble finding more than one vein of something that you really want, or you can't find any that are close together so you can utilise the generators, then yeah, absolutely just whack all the drills on one vein. But if you have found a bunch of them, it is worth investing in more of the stuff you need, like the generators, because then you can carry on adding drills to everything evenly and you'll still start producing even more over time. It's a bit more expensive initially, but it will result in quicker ore. So if you've got 8 drills on one vein, then every 4 minutes you're going to get 8 ores, with every 30 seconds getting 1 piece of ore. Spread them same 8 drills evenly across 8 different veins and you're going to get 8 ore every 2 minutes. So literally 2 minutes quicker to get the same amount of ore. Also bear in mind, I think I might have mentioned it, that the ores don't last forever. They do indeed run out eventually. So even more reason to take note of where stuff is and absolutely go and invest more in generators. Like, you might not need all of them different ores, but it's definitely worth it in terms of getting as much as you can. Once you're at the point that you're making loads of obviously the scarlet ore, then you could go ahead and add another drill to each one of them, increasing the yield eventually, so that eventually maybe you'll have 8 drills on all of them. But yeah, do it gradually and make sure it's all even. Obviously you might not need copper as much as you need some of the other resources, so if you've got maybe 4 veins from scarlet, then you can go ahead and put the drills evenly around that, maybe only have 1 on copper. But the limit of where you're really making a difference falls at about 4. I would say that's pretty much the optimum amount. You're better off going and making and finding more ore veins and utilising more of the automation stuff near it or with it, so that you'll get more quicker stuff done. You may be wondering why you're not generating thousands of ores even though you've been leaving it running while you go off adventuring. Well, that's because as soon as you get a little bit of a distance away, it doesn't stop producing, but it does reduce the amount. When it comes to smelting, you only need 1 smelter. Unless you've got 8 drills on one piece of vein, that's going to start producing more than your smelter can handle. Actually, even then it doesn't, as it takes around 26 seconds to smelt one piece. Even with 8 drills, it still takes 30 seconds to go ahead and produce one piece of ore. So don't waste time placing loads of different smelters. You only really need maybe some extra arms and maybe some extra cabling. And since cabling is so easy to go ahead and make, since it's made out of copper, and you must have loads of copper by now unless you've been selling it all, I would say it's probably one of the easiest things to set up. Sure, the conveyor belts do cost a bit of scarlet ore, but you can do this much easier and cheaper as well. I've simply set up like this just to demonstrate a little bit better, and obviously shown you in between these two ores. The electrical generator can be expensive as well, iron bars, gold and copper. But you will find often there's plenty of these veins close to each other, so you can start running it off of one generator. You can see that one generator will power 14 squares or tiles going up in any direction. You can have as many as you want connecting to it and it will tile it and power it all up. But if you're spreading it out, then 14 is the maximum reach. There's no real way to extend that. You can use one of the kind of 1 second delayers and that will give you additional 1 square. But I messed around with all the other stuff and I couldn't find a way to generate further reach. Hope that's cleared up a few things. I'm going to go now basics and show you guys how to set up this little system I've got here. I'm lucky enough I found 2 ores together, and so it does become a lot easier like this. And I'm now looking at other ways to generate even more stuff going on with automation. It's really exciting, can't wait to get deeper into it. I'm going to finish off this video with just a very basic tutorial into setting up automation and sorting. So you found your vein. Go ahead and put a couple drills on. A few things to note, that actually when the drill's running, if you do face it, sometimes you can actually take damage from the drill end. And you can rotate it by using the controller and pressing X or the A button depending on what one you're using. And obviously with keyboard it is R for rotate. Now drills actually work as a conduit, so if you've got more than one drill you can actually utilise them to pass power through. You put the generator down and it will start generating the ore. It will fall behind the generator, job done. If you've only got one drill and you're pretty limited on your setup, then you can go ahead and do that. You don't even need the conveyor belts if it's just one drill. Just make sure the arm's facing the right way and then go ahead and get your smelter like so. Just remember you've got to power up the arm. And if you was really being tight resources and you didn't want to craft any copper wire, you could even go ahead and put the generator right here. It's kind of ugly to look out, but once that ore generates, it will just pick it up even though the generator is in the way. Or have your generator next to it like that, put the arm here, face it downwards, and then go ahead and put your smelter on the opposite side. That way the generator and the arm's all powered up and you're not needing any electrical wires. If you've got 2 drills, obviously make sure they're the right direction, put one conveyor belt down and rotate it again using R on keyboard, or like I said, the button on the control pad. It's usually A or X depending on what you're using. Pop the generator back there and go ahead and put your smelter on top of it like that. Now the arms also work as conduits as well. You could have the generator there and it'll all power it up, going through the arm, then through the one wire that you've connected, and then to the drills. And just simply place more drills around and put one connecting wire in the corner here, and then making sure your conveyor belts run along so that it all pretty much gets dumped in this one spot. It takes around 27 seconds to smelt one piece of scarlet at least, and with 6 of these running you'll be generating one piece of ore every 34 to 35 seconds. Okay, let's go over automation and sorting. It's pretty simple, but you never know, you might have missed it. So as long as you've got the arm facing whatever it is you want something taken out of, it'll always do it to the opposite end. And in this way you could even set up automation and automatic sorting. So if we actually put an arm here, face where the ore is going to drop here, and put a chest down just on the opposite end, as soon as we power this up it should transfer these ingots from here to this orange chest. Just make sure you've powered up all of the arms, and there we go. And that's pretty much it in terms of setting it up. I'm soon going to be showing you auto farming and a lot more what you can do with this. So make sure you subscribe to check out the rest of my Core Keeper content, and I'll see you right back some more soon. Bye bye.